Morning, everybody. It's Ace Trades Tuesday, April 14th. The Bible says in the book of 2nd John in verse 8, because there's only one chapter, look to yourselves that we lose not those things which we have wrought, but that we receive a full reward. John, of course, speaking to Christians that are working for the Lord, and there can be things along the way that beset us, discourage us, but we're supposed to keep going, continue working. So on the chart, I think overnight high and low is pretty clear here and here. It looks like we have two legs up right now, and price is trying to figure out what it wants to do. So far, just stuck in all this price action. So really, nothing else to talk about at the moment. There's no news items that we have to worry about. The CPI is done. That was 8:30. That's probably this little spike here. So I'll be back in a little while when there's something to talk about. Oh, I also want to just thank people for commenting and asking questions on the channel. Uh, Appreciate that. And yeah, so just looking forward to continue doing the videos and talking to people. All right, let me just talk about this here a minute. So out of this congestion, we break out in this trend pushing up. I think this is a pretty decent looking trend. Um, so here you have one leg, a push up, and you get this second leg. It's kind of thin, and that's what makes these a little bit more risky. Just because you don't have separate. I mean, you can see the legs, one leg, two legs, but um, I didn't take this. It was blocked by this short-term trend line. So the signal bar isn't the greatest either. It's kind of it's. I mean, I've taken trades on bars like that, but I didn't like how small this was, how thin it was. So, I mean, I can understand if you took that there. I mean, trading is all it's probability. I'm not going to say that, you shouldn't take that trade or whatever. It's what do I want to say? I guess it's a little bit more aggressive because it's kind of blocked by this, but the aggressive ones they'll win sometimes and they'll be, they'll fail a little bit more often. But yeah, I just didn't like that because of that particular thing. Unfortunately, if you took that, it stopped you out by like a tick and then pushed up. So this still looks like this is going to try here for a new high. I think this is a very valid trend if you drew this. And yeah, I mean, you have to remember that trading entries are all they're probability. They're not like I'm not going to come on here and say, oh, this is a sure thing, take this. They're not sure things. They're probabilistic. And so most of the time that's probably going to win. Now I can't slap a percentage on it. I'm not going to say like 90% of that time that's going to win. I mean, you're trading with you're assessing the market and you're trading with the bias, but you just have that if that little thing working against you, and I just didn't care for it enough. It's kind of hear me talk about that, like say that, oh, this is kind of thin, and sometimes they'll work, but yeah. So unfortunately, if you took that one stopped you out, but it's a reasonable thing to take, I would say. What am I thinking now? I'm thinking there's really no entries for me anymore now that this is just clogged up here. This may kind of hold the CMA and push up to a new high. Who knows? But I'm basically waiting for prices to, uh, like I say, reset. Like that meaning that this is if I was going to look for a trade here, I'm not looking for a trade anymore. I'm waiting for another structure to develop that I can count on. It's going to give me a good setup. All right, so found this. There may be a wider, bigger channel working up here. So let's just be aware of this structure. Um, this structure here has gone sideways and pushed up to a new high. It's also possible this could be down here because you're dealing with such a bigger structure on a higher time frame. When you see these could just be wicks out. So this could be the trend line. Um, so yeah, so I'd be watching this structure. I wouldn't necessarily be looking for a reversal right now. If you're coming off the other side of this trend line, then you don't want to be thinking lower high either, because this could just start pushing up to the other side of this channel. And so it may be if you get a couple legs down here, holds the EMA, uh, especially with this strong push up, all these green bars, that could be good for a trade. Um, yeah, so that's about it, I think. Um, yeah, so I'll be back again later. All right, guys. I was looking for two legs back here. You get this. This is very bullish, so it's likely this could work. But again, with my conservative approach, I'm going to lay off that. If you would decide to take that, I was looking for wanting something to close down here near these lows. Actually, this second leg doesn't even make a new low for this push down. But sometimes when you're super bullish like this, price just won't do that. Um, but this is a good place to go for a runner too, in my opinion. If I would have got the setup I liked, because this structure is very bullish, and so you may just end up. This could just be a bullish day. I would, if I was going to enter there, I would try for a runner and just hold it and see. You may just end up in this structure for a while as price just keeps going higher and higher. It seems very bullish yesterday, seems very bullish today. So, but yeah, I just don't like how high you have to go long up into that. Um, but it may be the price is just too strong to really push down very far, and it could take off. But I'm just going to stick with what I typically do and just avoid going long into highs without room. But I can see why you would take that. It's aggressive, but um, decent chance it's going to work. And if it does work, I would definitely try to hold a runner here. So you can see now why this is, I call this more aggressive. It's struggling to push through these highs. Um, my guess is that it will, but you're just a little bit more, um, you're just taking on a little bit more risk because you'd be just betting that price is going to push through these highs. Um, and you could end up in something like this where, yeah, price did push through eventually, but not before you went into a little range here. And so you don't want to really get trapped into a range that kind of comes down and wicks you out and then goes higher. That would be annoying. So that's why I always prefer to get a second leg that's bigger than the first, and that you try to get in as close to the bottom of that move as you can to give yourself room. So, yeah, that's why those are more aggressive there. Okay, so this structure here is kind of, you can see how it's weakening now because we couldn't get back up to the other side here. We kind of went sideways, still couldn't. It's getting more and more shallow. It's reaching for less and less up into the channel that we had drawn. I mean, there's a break here and push to new high. I'd still be reluctant to short unless I got a really good structure down. If it would do that, I'd be okay shorting, but it still seems reluctant to push down. So what you may get is you may get like attempts to push down that end up playing out, and then the price action resumes to the upside. So before I'd be going long anymore now, I'd be looking for some sort of play out to the downside where you get an attempt to push down, and then that maybe a correction, and then that plays out. Like if we took if this pushed down here, let's say this kind of crept up and then made another leg down, and maybe you get something like that, and then we start pushing higher, then like you get a nice bullish trend like this, then I'd be okay going long again. I want to see something play out to the downside. so that our attempts to move lower um, are resolved before we start going higher again. But if this rolls over and just starts pushing down, and you get a nice, string of red bars, then I'd be okay going short. Okay, I'm not exactly sure when the last update was here. I think we were maybe in this area around 11:15. It's been over an hour. So this kind of played out here, and then you get this big push up for a trend. Doesn't give you any good correction to get in on as it pushes up to new high. And then we're just not getting anything here. There's no corrections. You're just getting a bunch of bars that are um, very small corrections, and then you're getting bars basically that are kind of as big as the moves themselves that it's taking, and then are overlapping. So there's nothing really here that you can take confidently um, and hope to get something. I mean, this is just this push down. Things are played out, so you always have to be careful when things are played out. The trouble with when you've got very strong bullish or bearish days, the corrections don't really go anywhere. And prices just keep going higher. And especially when you're not getting very, very big movements, you're not able to really see clean corrections and get separation in legs. It's really hard to find entries that you can have confidence to continue taking. So this is played out again. You can see how prices kind of went sideways here, pushed up, and now it's trying to push lower again. So we'll see if we would get some sort of strong push down, some strong attempt to move lower with a two-legged correction. It's okay to go short. Otherwise, you're just waiting for some downward pressure to play out, and then get something like this again going higher, just like I was waiting for something in here. You get this little push, it kind of just goes sideways and then just starts pushing higher again. So, if you get that sort of same deal here and keeps going higher, then you can look for correction to get in on. But other than that, I really don't see a single a single thing in here that looks I feel comfortable with entering on for a trade. And that's just sometimes you just get those days, just the nature of the day, the nature of the way prices are moving, the way they're printing on the screen. So, yep, just continue to follow the price action. But I haven't seen a single thing all day that really like for a trade. Okay, so we got this kind of looks like this rolled over into this like shallower uptrend, which again, you got to be careful. I mean, I know we're very very bullish today, but you always got to be careful when you start getting the price starts rolling over into shallower trends and stuff. And I probably would, I think I found this maybe about here. I put this on here, and you just have to be careful. Sometimes these things can look, I mean, it looks pretty good, honestly, but I'm just very wary of them. I've had a lot of these fail on me. I'm sure that somebody here thought they were going on getting a second entry so-called long off the key entry point, and unfortunately that stopped them out. So you got one leg down. Um, I wasn't quite sure about this one here because this went like 3 points past the measured move. So I wasn't sure if we were actually getting a reversal then. Um, so I was still considering a long in this area, but I was waiting for something a little bit better than just a couple of six tick, mediocre looking bullish bars at the end of this waterfall. Was hoping we get something more like something that would spike down here. Give me like a hammer bar coming back up that I'd feel confident in that this was kind of at least temporarily over. Now I'm not exactly entirely sure which way this is going to go. This could push up here because we've been very bullish, or maybe this ends up being the first leg and you get another push down. Um, or maybe this is even starting to roll over and you're getting a little bit of a correction here in the midday. But I was hoping for a better bar at the end of this second leg. But there again is what you have to be very, very careful about these micro so-called second entries. You're really looking for two legs of correction. This one I'm sure caught a lot of people. Very deceiving because of this uptrend. I'm sure people thought they found, and then they thought they were going to bounce higher here after this higher low that many people call a second entry. But I still maintain that second entries are based on two legs of correction, um, not just micro pushes higher in the price structure. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure what's going to go on here. I have to continue watching it. Um, just the way with the very low volume that's come in, during the lunch hour, and the way the bars are printing, just it's difficult to figure out which way prices are going to go here. All right, so prices after we had these two legs down here, I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I think we left off in this area, but we've kind of pushed up again, and now we're going sideways here. So I'm considering if we get another leg down here. This looks rangy to me. I'm considering maybe if we get another leg down, good bar, taking along for a failed breakout. Price is just constantly going up all day today, and trading up into this range, and then breaking out of it. That seems like that might be a good area to get along as prices try to push back up, fade this range, and just continue with the bullish nature of the day. So we'll see if that happens. That's kind of what I'm looking at right now. All right, so we ended up not getting to this breakout. Just ends up it keeps going. And so once we get this, I'm looking for, like usual, two legs back for a short. I was hoping to get something. You see that where this area acted as support, and I talk about how certain areas of support will turn into resistance when prices punch through there and come back and test it. So I was looking for that. You don't really get it. You get kind of this weak break and push down to a new low. Some people may think, well, this is all one move. I just wasn't sure about it because of, I mean, I guess you could extend that a little bit, but I wasn't comfortable. I'd need two really very clear legs back here. Um, Again, testing this because this is it's a very small break. So if you saw that all as one leg, or I'm sorry, all as one move down, I understand. Um, I ended up drawing it off of this side because of how strange this side. You never really got a good trend line off this side. So sometimes you have to draw off the bottom. And so when I did, um, I think finally I settled on a trend channel after I got started getting correction off of here. So once I was able to get all these touches here, that's what I settled on, and so I put it there, and it just kind of punches through and pushes back down. Um, so it just didn't look right to me for to continue with this as in total as all one move down, but perhaps it is, but you don't really get anything to take anyway. You get this leg, and then it just kind of goes sideways, pushes up again, pushes back down. So at this point, I'm not really looking for shorts. I mean, overall, the day is very, very bullish. And so I think there's a decent chance that if you try to take some sort of pattern here short, you're going to get trapped. Um, I'd really need to see something actually like play out to the upside. Maybe this move gets a new high and then we start plummeting back down. Really, that's really kind of what I'd need to see to be comfortable going short again. So I really don't have any trade ideas because price is just kind of in limbo here, not really giving you any indication of which way it wants to go at the moment. So that's what I was looking for. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out, but wait and see if we get something else here. It's 3 o'clock. Price has been moving very slowly. You can see since lunchtime we've only been between here and here. So there's a decent chance that you don't really see anything the rest of the day. I mean, I haven't really seen anything the whole day that I liked. I know there's people that have been taking some trades in different areas. This would have been ideal here. What I was kind of looking for is I was looking for once I got this bar here, it kind of looks like, maybe prices might want to reverse around. What I was looking for, what sometimes what you get is then you'll get like a one more kind of spike down, and you'll get um like a hammer bar, then a bullish hammer bar, and at that point I'd be okay with taking along here. But just because we got this little sideways 2 bar matching low, um, it's not very strong given how strong that pushed down. I wasn't comfortable taking along there. But yeah, that's all I got for now. There's not been a whole lot going on this afternoon.
Just want to say I don't think I'd be playing anything off this measured move. It's largely bullish today, and so you can also see that this is a there's a strong trend here. So you might just get trapped in something like that, or trapped on a lower high. This could be um, starting to head higher here now. So yeah, I wouldn't be trying that. It's just too overall bullish today, even though these are two measured legs. Price just may be wanting to take off here again.
Okay, everybody, it's about 5 till market close. I'm just gonna wrap it up here for the day. Um, I thought we were gonna get something here. I had this nice trend up, one clear legged break, push up, and then we start getting this push down. I was waiting for something to come down here and clear this leg, so this would be played out, and then we'd look for bar to get in on, to take it higher, but it just kind of goes sideways here. Um, so I didn't really like that there. Just concerned about this trying to play out, which it ends up doing here, pushes up and then it pushes down this second leg, but this is very strange. I still wouldn't put it past this to, finish up here and retest. It's just a very strange path of correction that the bars have taken. Um, but yeah, that's about it for the day. I didn't really see a whole lot here today. This is maybe the only thing I was looking at. I don't remember. Oh, in this area, if we had got something a little bit better off the bottom here, I think I would have liked that. But other than that, I just didn't really see a whole lot. It was just a strange day of the way the bars were printing, and it's not very. The price wasn't moving a whole lot, and so you just got a bunch of. Um, it's hard to explain, but just way things were printing that wasn't very conducive. Prices weren't moving very far before they did some swings, and you got really nothing clear to take, to tell you where prices were going to go up or down or whatever. But so this looks like this may try to push up. There's a small downtrend right here, but my guess would be as strong as this is going to retest. Not that it makes any difference now with 4 minutes to go, but yeah, that's about it for the day. It was really kind of sluggish afternoon, and yeah, so we'll try it again tomorrow, and I'll see you then.